Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well, it's now history how Bekesele, the police minister, tried to pass the blame onto private security companies regarding the deaths of people following the looting in KwaZulu-Natal. What he doesn't let people know is that these same private security companies actually had to supply the police with bullets because they didn't have any. And also, they had to defend locations which the police were unable to do so because they were missing in action. Well, now with the events of the 23rd of August, much talked about, isn't it going to happen? Now remember, the 23rd of August is a Monday. That's this coming Monday. And don't forget, on Saturday, I'm going to be talking to the leader of the Boereligion, General Isaac van Zyl, about what his intel is on what's happening on the 23rd. The mainstream media is suggesting there's an insurrection that's going to take place on that day against the Ramaphosa government because of Zuma. Well, let me tell you what these aforesaid private security companies are doing to protect the community after the failure, the dismal failure of a completely corrupted South African police service. This is what's happening. Private security firms like Fidelity are ready to support the South African police service if there is another outbreak of public violence. Wahl Bartmann, CEO of Fidelity Services Group, said his National Joint Operations Center, or JOC, which was set up during the devastating riots in July, is liaising closely with all the relevant authorities. Bartmann was responding to my broadband's questioning regarding the Network 24 report that insurrections are planned or planning an attack for Monday, the 23rd of August. A document from intelligence officials reportedly stated that instigators are agitating for rioters to acquire firearms and ammunition through targeted attacks. These attacks will be aimed at police stations, military bases, and other premises where law enforcement officials work. The masterminds behind the attack have also encouraged people to take firearms from law enforcement officials and security officers. Other targets include state, municipal, and police vehicles. Citing sources, Network 24 reported that intelligence officials received information there were plans to take over national key points and make the country ungovernable as part of a campaign dubbed Bring Ramaphosa Down or Ramaphosa Shut Down. The masterminds behind the campaign also reportedly told rioters to target correctional services facilities to free prisoners. Nice. Police and the security industry are taking the risks seriously and have plans in place to thwart the attacks. A national order has been issued that no police officer may work alone and that all officers must wear bulletproof vests, including those working in charging officers at police station. Another document from the head of visible policing in the Western Cape issued several directives to police leaders in the province. These included the deployment of additional units, the tightening of entry controls, and making alternative transport arrangements for officers who usually rely on public transport. Bartmann told My Broadband, "We saw in July that it is impossible for South African Police Service to effectively control the looting and damage without support from other security providers." He said they saw how Fidelity's standard operating procedure of real-time escalation of threats, mobilization of forces, and threat analysis reports provided or proved effective during the Free Zuma protests. Bartmann stated, "These could prove highly beneficial for any future widespread violence and protests." He also confirmed that his teams have been working with customers on several different contingency plans to manage any future unrest. Should the unconfirmed news of a second wave of riots materialize, Fidelity will place helicopter pilots on standby and be ready to deploy its anti-riot resources, including manpower and armored personnel carriers. Bartmann said, "We have the capacity to allocate additional staff to the JOC complement to assist with risk analysis, as well as to assist with recovery efforts through air and ground support in conjunction with the South African Police Service. In a worst-case scenario, the teams can help with the distribution of food and fuel." He concluded by saying, "Our JOC is continuously with our intelligence resource networks, gathering concrete information related to the possible second wave of riots and will report immediately if any threats are received." Now, let's just make one thing clear. Fidelity are a private security firm, and they are doing a far more effective job than a taxpayer-paid South African police service, which has really just fallen into complete shambles under Bekesele, Police Minister Bekesele. And just while we're talking about Bekesele, we're going to be covering Bekesele's live meeting, live, when he meets with Petrus Sito on the 30th of August. We're going to be covering that meeting live. Just put that one in your diary. Times still to follow, but I've got confirmation that the 30th of August is the day that Petrus Sito is meeting with Bekesele. And as I say, we will be covering that live. Please remember to subscribe to Loving Life on YouTube to be kept informed. Please remember to register on lovinglifetv.com, the platform we are transitioning to. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.